I am now going to call this meeting to order. This is Planning Commission. It is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And I'm going to move the additions and corrections to the agenda forward. And we're going to do so to swear in a new Planning Commission member. So I will now turn the meeting over to Mayor Jadwin.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I will not just take a minute here so that you guys can get to the work that you have. As we know, Mr. Hicks actually had to leave Gahanna. He moved out of Gahanna because we didn't have the housing for him, and downsizing, we're working on that. But because he had to relocate outside of Gahanna or downsized outside of Gahanna, he no longer was able to serve on Planning Commission and had submitted his resignation. So that left a position to be filled. And this evening, I'm very happy to appoint Elizabeth Laser as the newest member of Planning Commission. Elizabeth can speak a little bit to her own background, but she is an entrepreneur herself. She's a resident of Gahanna's West Side, so experienced businesswoman, very active in the schools as well, but had a real interest in bringing her business expertise, her business acumen to the commission, as well as her interest in just simply serving our Gahanna community. So Elizabeth, if you'd like to join me down here, we will administer the oath of office, and then you guys can get to work here. Would just face me, raise your right hand, and repeat after me, please. I state your name.
I, Elizabeth Laser,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
I will support and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and statutes
the Constitution and statutes
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Gahanna,
of the City of Gahanna.
and that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a Planning Commission member
as a Planning Commission member
for the City of Gahanna,
for the City of Gahanna,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank
and thank
you.
you for your service.
Thank you.
All right, matter of formality, you'll sign both of these. Ordinarily, I would stay and participate in tonight's meeting, but I know you're all in good hands. I have another engagement downtown, so I'm going to head out. Mr. Blackford has some comments to offer on my behalf for later on. But thank you very much, members of the commission, and I know she's in good hands with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Jadwin, and congratulations. We are happy to have you on Planning Commission. So now, if everyone could please stand, and Mr. Tamarkin is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Greenberg.
Here.
Laser.
Here.
Mako.
Here.
Pollier.
Here.
Shapaka.
Here.
Suriano.
Here.
Tamarkin.
Here.
Thank you. I should have asked this before. Do we have any other additions or corrections to the agenda?
We do not.
Okay, thank you. Now moving on to letter C, approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from August 27th, 2025?
So moved to market.
And do I have a second?
Second, Greenberg.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Tamarkin, a second by Mr. Greenberg. Any discussion? Seeing none, but Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Tamarkin.
Yes.
Greenberg.
Yes.
Laser.
Yes.
Mako.
Yes.
Pollier.
Yes.
Shapaka.
Yes.
Suriano.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving on to swearing in of applicants and speakers for tonight. And I'll ask Madam City Attorney to please swear in anyone that is planning on speaking this evening.
Thank you. If anyone who is going to be speaking tonight would please rise and raise your right hand to be sworn. Are there any applicants? Or anybody who wishes to speak today? All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If you do, say, I do or I affirm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to our first application for the evening. And I'm going to read this into the record. V-0022-2025 to consider a variance application to vary section 1103.07E, large lot residential of the codified ordinances of the City of Gahanna for property located at 747 Johnsel Court, parcel ID 025-004177, current zoning R1, large lot residential, David Marshall applicant. And I will now ask the administration to give a presentation, please.
This is a variance application at 747 Johnsel Court. The site is located in a neighborhood on the southern side of Havens Corners Road, which is zoned R1, large lot residential. The applicant is requesting approval of a variance to allow an approximately 171 square foot addition within a side yard setback. For all properties zoned R1, the standard side yard setback is 15 feet, and the addition is only 11 feet 9 inches from the southern side property line. The addition is located fully to the rear of the house and is in line with the existing home, which is also 11 feet 9 inches from that south property line. All other setback and zoning requirements are met. Under the previous zoning code, the property was zoned SF2, and at that time, the side yard setback was 10 feet. So under the former zoning code, a variance application would not have been required for the addition. Here is a site plan. The purple box shows the location of the addition, and that green line is the buildable area of the site. So it shows the rear yard, front yard setback, and side yard setbacks. So you can see that the existing home encroaches into both the north and south side yard setbacks. And you can also see here the 11-foot 9-inch setback and the addition that's in line with the home. Here's an aerial view of what the site looks like. So that thin red line is the property line, and then yellow shows the location of the existing fence. And the blue box is where the existing concrete patio is. So the addition will be replacing the existing patio. Here are some elevations to give an idea of what the addition would look like. It is slightly shorter than the existing house. The two top elevations are of the side, and the elevation on the bottom is the view from the rear yard. Here's a street view image of the home. The red box indicates the approximate location of the addition. So you can see the fence. It looks like it's around 3 to 4 feet high. So it doesn't fully screen the addition, but it provides some partial screening. And then there's also some taller landscaping on the adjacent property to the south. There is one variance included with this application. It is for Chapter 1103.07E, which states that the principal structure must be at least 15 feet from the side property line, and the addition is only 11 feet 9 inches from the side property line. This is the standard variance criteria that must be met in order for the application to be approved. All of the ones that are underlined are particularly relevant in this case. The first is that the variance is not likely to result in substantial damage to the essential character of the neighborhood. Due to the setback having been increased recently, there are multiple other homes in the neighborhood that are less than 15 feet from the side yard setback, so the addition is not out of character. The next is that the variance is not likely to result in damage to adjoining properties. The addition is partially screened from the southern property, and the adjacent property to the south. The house on that property is a greater distance from the shared property line. And then the last is whether the variance is substantial and is the minimum necessary to make possible the reasonable use of land or structures. As mentioned, the addition is the exact same setback as the existing home. It does not encroach any further into the existing setback, so it is the minimum necessary. And then staff does recommend approval of the variance as submitted. As mentioned, the addition is in line with the existing house, and it matches several other homes in the neighborhood that are closer than 15 feet to the side property lines. There is also that short fence and landscaping between the addition and the adjacent property to the south. And Planning Commission did approve a similar variance at 3590 Klotz Road in April. In that case, the addition was 11 feet 2 inches from the side property line and was also in line with the existing house. And that property is zoned R1 as well and was previously zoned SF3. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now open public comment. Would the applicant like to comment? Please come to the podium. And please state your name, address, and your relationship to the project.
Shannon Overmeyer, our address is 3505 West Dublin Granville Road in Columbus. And what was the last thing? The relationship.
Your relationship to the project, please.
We are the design firm for the customer.
Okay. Please proceed.
She did a fabulous job. There's really nothing I have to add.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure
Sure.
there'll be some questions, so you may have to come back up.
Okay, no problem.
No problem. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to comment? Okay, we will now close public comment and take questions from the commission, and I'll start here on my left with Mr. Chapaka.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you take the podium? Sure. So the finishes, it looked like the finishes were going to be different than the existing house.
For right now, this is phase one of a larger project.
And phase two would be,
Phase two will include the outside of finishes being all the same. The siding on the front, we don't have a front elevation, but there's siding that goes on the back. We're planning to use hardy plank siding. And then when we're ready to take off the stucco off the rest of the house, we'll do the rest in hardy plank as well.
thank you. No other questions, Madam Chair?
Mr. Mako?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple quick questions. First, for the administration. So the existing single-story house, notice that it looks like that it currently encroaches into that side yard setback what we're talking about tonight. Would it be a correct assumption that when the house was constructed that it was conforming to the setbacks at the time when it was constructed?
Likely was, yes.
Okay. And so what we're trying to do here with this, with those variances, we're trying to, with this addition, to make it in line with the existing house. The other question, I don't know if this would be for the applicant or the administration, but that 10-foot easement there on the south, do you happen to know what type of easement that is?
I do not, no.
I do not.
Okay. Again, no big deal, but I was just wondering if we knew what that type of easement was for. So, so that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Normally, I would start on my right with Ms. Laser, but since it's your first night, I will not put you on the spot right now. Instead, I will continue with Mr. Tamarkin.
I actually have no comments or questions. No
Mr.
questions.
Greenberg?
Question for the clerk. Do we have any comments from any community members?
No, I did not receive any.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Ms. Laser?
Thank you, I have no questions.
I just have one question, really. This says that this is going to be in the same spot where there's a concrete pad. Is it exactly the same spot, or is there?
Now, the existing concrete pad does not extend all the way to the end of the house.
Okay.
It's like maybe 3 or 4 foot setback from that, but we're going to take the entire pad out to do the addition, and then we'll lay new concrete to the customer specifications.
Okay. That's not going to encroach the new concrete,
No,
correct?
no.
Okay. And then just one more question. Sorry, I said I only had one question, just one more. You mentioned the phase two. To your knowledge, the best of your knowledge, will there be any variances that you'll need to ask for that?
Not that I'm aware of at this point. That's probably 3 years down the road.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Thank you very much. Do we have any further questions from anyone on the commission?
I just have one. This is for staff.
Did I skip you? I'm
yes.
so sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Is there, will the applicant be required to come back for design review and final development plan for an addition?
No, that would just be handled through a building permit.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Those are my questions.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Do we have a motion to approve V-0022-2025?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to move to approve item V-0022-2025.
And do we have a second?
Second, Chapaka.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Mako, second by Mr. Chapaka. Any discussion on the motion? I'll start again on my left with Mr.
Thank you, Madam
Shapaka.
Chair. I will be in support of this. It seems like the existing house met the existing condition of the 10-foot. Seems like a nice, quiet little addition. The screening is a beautiful thing, so I am in support. Thank you.
Mr. Mako?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm also going to be in support. I think it meets, the variance request meets all the conditions for grant of variance. So with that, I'll be in support. Thank you.
Mr. Soriano?
Yes, I'll also be in support of the variance for the reasons that staff outlined.
Thank you. And Mr. Tamarkin?
No additional comments.
Mr. Greenberg?
Same, no additional comments?
Ms. Laser?
Same, no additional comments.
Same for me. I don't have any additional comments. Then I will ask Madam Clerk to please call the roll.
Mako.
Yes.
Shapaka.
Yes.
Pollyea.
Yes.
Soriano.
Yes.
Tamarkin.
Yes.
Greenberg.
Yes.
Laser.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on, in our applications, this is, I'll read this into the record, CU-001-2025, to consider a conditional use application for property located at 254 West Johnstown Road, parcel ID 025-000908, current zoning, general commercial, Trujillo, and I apologize if I'm butchering that, Quality Concrete, Marcus Trujillo applicant. And we'll begin with the administration for a presentation.
This is a conditional use application at 254 West Johnstown Road. As you can see on the zoning map, it's located on the northern side of West Johnstown Road, just south of 62. It is zoned general commercial, and it shares the same zoning district as many other properties in the area, as shown in red. And then there are also a lot of multifamily sites shown in brown. So this is a conditional use application for a trade contractor use to occupy a site with an existing office building and a paved gravel area to the rear. The business is a residential concrete company that specializes in driveways, sidewalks, patios, foundations, and similar projects. As mentioned, the site is zoned general commercial, and trade contractors are only permitted as a conditional use in the district. In this case, the existing office building on the site will remain and would partially be used as an office for the concrete company, and then whichever remaining office space isn't being utilized by the company will continue to be leased to other tenants as it is now. There are no exterior modifications or new structures proposed at this time. However, the applicant did include on their site plan the rough location of a possible future 2,100 square foot building / garage that would be used for storing equipment and materials. And they also stated in their conditional use statement that there will be no outdoor storage of equipment and materials on the site, and outdoor storage is prohibited in general commercial. On the left is an aerial view of the site outlined in bright red. You can see US 62 to the north and then Johnstown Road to the south. And then to the east of the property is the Gahanna Professional Plaza, which is also zoned general commercial. And then on the west are the Gahanna Manor Apartments. On the site, you can see the office building all the way on the southern portion, and then that large, partially paved, partially gravel area that takes up the majority of the rest of the site. And then the image on the right was submitted by the applicant. That shows the rough location of the garage building that was mentioned in the previous slide. Here are some street view images. The one on the top left is the view from Johnstown Road. So you can see the existing building and then the drive that goes to the rear portion of the site. The image on the bottom right is the view from 62. So it is partially screened from 62 by the existing landscaping. However, it is still partially visible and even more visible in the winter. This is the conditional use criteria that must be met for the application to be approved. The proposed use is a conditional use of the zoning district. The development is in accord with appropriate plans for the area. It will not have undesirable effects on the surrounding area, and it will be in keeping with the existing land use character. Staff has no objection to the conditional use as submitted. As shown on the zoning map, there are a lot of other sites that are also zoned general commercial in this area, many of which are occupied by trade contractor or similar uses. And the applicant has stated there will be no outdoor storage on the site, although staff does recommend adding a condition to prohibit any future outdoor storage if the application is approved. The site is also partially screened from US 62, and the primary use of the existing building will still remain as an office use. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now open public comment. Would the applicant like to comment? Okay. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment? All right. Seeing none, we will now close public comment and start with questions from the commission. And again, I'll start on my left with Mr. Shapaka.
No questions.
Mr. Mako?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a couple questions for the applicant.
Can you, before he asks your questions, can you state your name, address, and relationship to the project, please?
Yes. My name is Marcus Trujillo. I am the owner of Trujillo Quality Concrete. And you said my home address?
You can state the address of your business if you'd like.
It's 276 Muskegum Drive, Gahanna, Ohio, 43230. I'm right there in the back of the neighborhood.
Thank you. Mr. Mako?
Okay, thank you. Real quick, just again, so I just understand what's before us. So the intent for right now is strictly to use the existing building there as office space. Is that correct?
Yes. Currently, that's the extent. And then obviously, if I get more working capital, a future building would be put where all those cars are lined up to house equipment. So it would be, I think we're thinking roughly 70 feet. That's a 100-foot lot, so it would give us enough on both sides to be able to get some vehicles and equipment into the building.
Okay. And I know that the future sometimes is kind of a tricky thing to contend with, but if you do get this new building built, would you, how much, in terms of vehicular traffic, how much vehicular traffic do you think you foresee? Again, I know that this is kind of speculative now, but just out of curiosity.
It's difficult right now. I have only one crew right now, so I mean, I potentially want to grow for Gahanna's community and surrounding areas, but it's hard to say. Maybe 2 to 3 at the most. Obviously, if I outgrow that area, we'd have to consider moving, but that's far down the line, so.
Sure. And then, question for the administration, and this kind of gets into some planning. You mentioned in the staff report that if this new building does get built, the building would be reviewed administratively. What are the thresholds for things coming before us and then things that get reviewed administratively?
So if a structure or building is below 5,000 square feet, then it'd be reviewed through a minor development plan. So they'd essentially have to submit the same documents as they would when they come before you. It would just be reviewed by staff. Anything above 5,000 square feet is a major development plan that requires planning commission approval. But if there are any variances necessary for a minor development plan, then that would come before you.
Okay, good. And then lastly, in the staff recommendation for approval, it mentions about prohibiting outdoor storage. Do you think, based upon your plans, that you can adhere to that?
Yeah, I guess I did want to clarify. Are we talking about, like, obviously equipment I want to store in the building, but like some of our trucks may be parked back there, maybe like some of our employees, like, I don't know if you see right now, they have a row of cars. That wouldn't be us, right? We would have a building there and there would be equipment in it, but I might have like my employees park on the back side of the area there, or my trucks for my employees, but all the equipment would be housed in the building. That's the intent.
Okay, and because I think really the intent here is outdoor storage of materials. That's the way it's read. So we just don't want it to, be you having, concrete tailings or anything like that out there. So I believe that's the intent of the conditional use.
Another question then on that regard. I do know that is there any usage for like having, like where you have like concrete walls where it's not visible? Or are you saying like at all, no material stored on there, even if it's visible or not?
Even if it's not visible in this zoning district, you're not
Okay.
able to have outdoor storage.
That makes sense, okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Soriano?
Given in this zoning district, it prohibits outdoor storage, is there any reason to add a condition to the conditional use?
It would just be an added layer of protection, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Tamarkin?
Yeah, I'd like to follow up on that too. So, you know, you'll be able to store things in this building, but your building's years away. So what we're really approving today, if my understanding is right, is the ability for you to operate your business out of the office.
Correct. Correct, that, and like I said, my employees would probably
And your
park there
employees park
and
there.
take the trucks from there.
Where do you keep your trucks overnight?
I would probably keep them in that area there.
And for the administration, is that allowed?
Well, you know, you're allowed to park. It has to be on a sealed surface in that. So it's, you know, not sure where they're planning on, but there's no issues with truck parking and vehicle, you know, employee parking. That's allowed. It just has to be on a sealed surface.
Is gravel kind of sealed?
No.
How much of this parking lot is sealed?
Right now, it is 100% gravel, so I could definitely get it paved if I need to, or I can pour some concrete.
You are in the concrete business.
But I will mention to the committee here that there's cars, I mean, not that I'm saying it, but like in the picture, there's always cars parked there. Not that I'm going to do that, but yeah, I can make whatever you guys want happen, so.
So let me just keep going down this line here. Overnight, you might keep some trucks there. I assume your trucks have trailers.
Yes.
What if you have a job where you know, don't need the mixer one day, or you don't need a trailer? Will it stay there? You know, does that count as equipment in the yard? Or when your employees come, does every piece of equipment leave in the morning and come back at night?
Currently, yes. And my intent is, if we ever outgrow that, like, the building's gonna come sooner than later for me if I get the place. The whole reason I'm doing this now is if I can't get the building on there, I'm not gonna buy it, because then it's just a lot that I can't really make use of.
Yeah, so we're not saying whether you can or can't, you know, the building's certainly gonna fit, and if it's less than 5,000 feet, you know, assuming everything's in order, the administration can approve the building. But I am concerned about the clause that no equipment can be kept outside.
Makes sense.
Because you are an equipment-based business.
Correct,
And right
correct.
now, you're buying an old house.
Yep.
So nothing's going in the house, right? Other
Yeah.
than maybe some power tools or some shovels or something. But, you know, in your business, you have some fairly large equipment that's not going in the house. So I don't want to lead you down a path where you're going to end up getting in trouble with violating an agreement, you know, that we agreed to here tonight.
Yep. That makes sense.
Are you, you know, so let's go back. Are you good with the agreement where you won't leave any, you know, there won't be any equipment, meaning excess trailers, excess mixers, excess
Nothing that
backhoes?
Yeah, no, so the most, like I said.
Steers?
Yeah, right now, it's a truck and a trailer and a Bobcat, and it goes wherever it goes, just because we take it with us wherever we go. Like, that's just how we operate currently. And like I said, if I ever do plan on leaving stuff there, I already know I need a building, and I need to make sure that I have stuff paved for when I do park there. So, I mean, for me, it would be following the rules and making sure that I'm doing what you guys want done, so.
Okay. Extended my questions.
Mr. Greenberg?
Just to ask the clerk, was there any communications from any of the public on this site?
No, we did not receive any.
Okay. Is there any lighting on the property for safety reasons, or?
I think there's just lighting on the house right now, but like I said, well, if I actually take it over, I'll probably be installing some lighting and some fencing and making sure some safety protocols are in place.
So ask the city, is there any requirements for lighting?
The only requirement for lighting would be triggered, I believe, if there's more than 10 parking spaces on a site. We only have lighting requirements for parking lots essentially, and then foot candle values at the property line. So if lighting is installed, we'd have to make sure it's not too bright at the property line, if that makes sense.
And then what, just a question about runoff, rain runoff. Do you know where the runoff, is there sewers on the?
That I don't know. I I actually don't own this property yet. I am in negotiations with the property owner, and that's why I'm coming to you guys first before I make any purchase agreements with them to make sure that I could get a building on it and whatnot.
Okay, no further questions.
Ms. Laser?
No additional questions.
I just have a few questions. I was looking through the application, you said that there would be no outdoor storage of materials on the site because all your materials are delivered to the job sites.
Yeah,
Is there ever a situation, though, where you can't deliver materials to a job site, either because of security or because the job site won't allow it, or something to that effect?
Yes, and that's when we generally use the trailer to pick it up. Like in our case for concrete company, it's like gravel or concrete, and concrete you can't get unless you have like a specialty truck. So in most cases, if we can't get it delivered to the job site, we just pick it up in the trailer.
Okay. I think that's all that I have. Is there any additional questions from anyone on the commission?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'd like to just clarify, so everybody here knows, so I understand that the outdoor storage is material. That if you have equipment, like a trailer or any of your Bobcat, and if that sits outside, that has to be on paving. And then we're in compliant with it. So is that true that I have that right, that it's outdoor storage of materials, not a vehicle?
There's some nuances there, but ultimately, I believe you are correct that they would be classified as vehicles and therefore have to be on pavement and not outside storage of materials. It's a fine line sometimes, and that's why we're asking for that condition to be in there, because not to say it's going to happen in this case, but we've had other types of instances where it starts to morph into something else. And so yes, I believe you are correct, Mr. Shabaka, that it would be vehicles and it would have to be paved. And while you're all discussing, just to jump back on the paving and vehicles, I am familiar with this property and the history with, and I was able to confirm when you all were discussing, and that there actually has been code violations in the past. I think this aerial is from 2023, and with them parking on in areas that they're not supposed to. So again, not this potential owner and this person, but on this history. So I don't want us to look at this aerial and say it's always been used this way, because we've actually been in enforcement in the past with them to get comply with our codes. And then I'll just add one more thing, and that's, it's a little bit unusual. I don't think we've had too many of these lately, at least, to have conditional uses that don't have site plans and that. So I know it's a little bit difficult trying to evaluate stormwater and lighting and some of those things, because this is just a change of use, but it typically changes of use that don't require exterior improvements and such don't typically go to planning commission. So that's why there's a little bit less there than usual. So thank you.
Mr. Blackford, may I ask you an additional question? Sorry, make you jump up and down. What was the result of those code violations, if you don't mind?
Those were resolved, but, again, it's sort of like, it's, yes, there was one in 2023, and there are a few other from those time periods for other things as well. But, most of the time, especially the way this particular property sits, unless we get a complaint, it's not something that we really go out and actively look for. So, yep, there was just a one time.
Was it against the current tenant or owner?
I know it was the same owner of the property that currently exists, but again, I don't believe it has anything to do with, the tenant, sorry, not the tenant, but the potential owner and tenant of this property today. Yeah.
I assume the tenant right now, yes? Yeah. Oh, no, okay. My apologies. Okay, thank you. Mr. Greenberg, yes.
Mr. Blackford, So, sorry.
Yes, sir. No, please.
Glad you didn't sit down. So is there are there any issues with issuing this conditional use permit for someone who doesn't own the property?
No, no. As long as there was owner's authorization, which I believe is in the file, then we're fine.
Okay.
In that, yes. And then, what happens after this, if anything's necessary, it's really more of a building permit type of thing, because it's internal modifications and I don't even think anything is going to be required from a building code standpoint, because it's really office to office. So, if there wasn't the requirement for conditional use, he could probably have already opened up his doors as the site exists today.
Okay, I have one more for the applicant.
Please.
Not for Mr. Blackford. So when is the building going to be built?
If I purchase the property, within the next year for sure. I'm really just waiting to make sure I have enough capital, and as you know, I'm constrained by the weather, so once I make it out of wintertime, if you guys were to approve it, I would probably start looking at the cost to install the building, because I do want to use it for equipment, and the quickest way for me to get there is to get a building on and get it paved, so.
Thank you. No further questions.
Anyone else have any additional questions? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve CU-0001-2025?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of conditional use CU-0001-2025.
And is there a second?
Second, Greenberg.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Shapaka, seconded by Mr. Greenberg. Is there any discussion on the motion? Start with you, Mr. Shapaka.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm actually excited about, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Musical chairs. You're good, you're good. You're getting a new tenant in there, somebody who's a little bit more passionate about, it is a little eyesore. It's kind of like a little forgotten piece of property, the house over the years, in and out tenants. So hopefully this will solidify that, and you'll be a good, responsible owner and responsive to the Gahanna ordinances. And I think that's going to happen, so I am in favor of the conditional use.
Mr. Mako?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm also going to be in favor of the request tonight. I would just remind the owner that I think just kind of take the feedback that you heard tonight from the commission and our concerns and our thoughts, and just take those to heart. And I'll also reiterate what Mr. Shapaka said, that I'm always glad to see people come in with new businesses and want to invest in the community. So welcome. So I will be in support. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Soriano?
Yeah, before, there is a motion on the table in a second, but noting that staff recommended a condition be added to the motion to prohibit any future outdoor storage. So I'm trying to figure out if we want to do that, what needs to happen.
We need to amend the motion.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
So do we need to vote to amend the motion?
You just make it first.
Make a motion to amend and specify the amendment. Then you vote on the amendment first and then the entire package.
So, motion to amend with the specificity of it.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to amend the conditional use CU-0001-2025, adding the stipulation that no prohibiting any future outdoor storage on the property.
So we have a motion on the table to add a condition that there cannot be any outdoor storage of materials on the property. Is there a second?
Second, Mako.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? Mr. Shapaka, start with you.
I had it written down to say that, and I skipped right over it in my motion. So my comment would be I'm in support of it.
Mr. Mako?
No additional comment.
Mr. Soriano?
No comment.
Okay. Mr. Tamarkin?
I think the added motion is appropriate for the site, so I'll be in agreement with both.
Mr. Greenberg?
I'm in support.
Ms. Laser?
I'm in support.
Okay. So do we call the roll on the amended motion? Okay. So, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on the amended motion to add a condition that there cannot be any outdoor storage of materials on the site?
Suriano,
Yes.
Chapaca,
Yes.
Mako,
Yes.
Greenberg,
Yes.
Laser,
Yes.
Polly,
Yes.
Tamarkin.
Yes.
The amended motion passes, and we'll go back to the original motion to approve the conditional use, that which is still on the table, and we were in the middle of discussion on that, so we will proceed with discussion on the original motion. And Mr. Tamarkin, I believe we left off with you.
No additional comment.
Mr. Greenberg?
No additional comments?
Ms. Laser?
No additional comments.
I also do not have any additional comments. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
A point of clarification. So we voted on the amendment,
Yes.
correct? And now we're voting on,
The original motion.
The motion as amended.
Sorry.
yes, the motion as amended.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So first and second, can we repeat who was first and who was second there?
The first was Mr. Chapaca, and second was Mr. Greenberg?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Chapaca,
Yes.
Greenberg,
Yes.
Polly,
Yes.
Suriano,
Yes.
Tamarkin,
Yes.
Laser,
Yes.
Mako.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on in our agenda, is there any unfinished business tonight?
No.
Okay. Any new business?
No.
We will move on to official reports. Anything from the city attorney?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Blackford, Director of Planning?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. One quick update from planning. Our next meeting, September 24th, we'll have one new item, and it'll be an actual project, a new construction on Granville Street, so that's exciting. We'll have that. And then just a few quick notes on behalf of the mayor. A few initiatives that are ongoing with the city. They've been ongoing for a while now. One of those is the Gahanna strategic plan. Had the pleasure of participating in a few of those events, and it's been very well attended. For those of us not familiar with Gahanna, that is our latest strategic plan that we're doing. A lot of community involvement. We have community events upcoming. Later this week, I believe it's Friday, we have an event at the YMCA from 11 to 2. And then, I believe it's September 20th, we also have the event, it's a road show. We'll be out there with our boards, and staff will be there. Consultant will be there to talk about all the things that we have envisioned there. Touch a Truck at Hannah Park, September 20th, 9 to 1. And if you can't make any of those events, we'd love to have your feedback. This is what this is about, shaping a plan that's in conformance with the community, rgahanna.com. I would request you all visit that, provide feedback at that website there. We also have another initiative going on, and that's Creekside Reimagined. So a lot of stuff going on in Creekside, especially if you're looking at the Gahanna plan, but also Creekside Reimagined. That's specifically just on Creekside, and that's a couple of facets. That is the some of the things that we have to do to improve that area with the floodproofing and reimagining the plaza area there. So that's very exciting, something that I've heard since I've been here, and certainly with all the feedback through plans and our engagement. This particular engagement is the need to improve the Creekside area. So again, we'd love to share what we have in store for you, and we'd like to have your feedback at those events. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Director Blackford. I will continue as council liaison. Just one thing to report. There was an ask this past Monday to transfer money to pay off the CIC loans for the properties that are on Mill Street. They are trying to demolish them, the buildings, by the end of the year. Can't demolish those with mortgages on them, so those need to be paid off before the demo takes place. And from what I understand, these are supplemental appropriations that are coming from an unrestricted, unencumbered account, which would be used to pay these mortgages off. And that is up for a vote this coming Monday. And then additionally, the budget cycle is coming up, so there will be more to report at later times. And Mr. Blackford, you gave the mayor's report. Thank you for that. As chair, I don't have any official action reports at this time, so we'll move on. Is there any correspondence and action?
I have one item to share. Council office has purchased a table at the Summit on Sustainability, the MORPC Summit, September 30th. We have a couple seats open for that. If anyone would like to attend, please let myself or Clerk Van Meter know as soon as possible.
Is that the all-day event?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. So I will ask if there's any additional comments from anyone on the board before we adjourn, and I'll start with you, Mr. Strapka.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to welcome Elizabeth. Welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy it and have fun and continue for many years. And I have to ask, you're filling up John's term? Is that 2 years on there, or is it, do you know? 1 year?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Sorry.
I don't think anybody
You might be
knows.
doing this again in January.
Okay.
And Mr. Mako?
Thank you, Madam Chair. But the only thing I have is, again, welcome. You're going to learn a lot here. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Soriano?
No additional comments, but we're so glad to have you.
Mr. Tamarkin?
Second that, same.
Mr. Greenberg?
Welcome, thank you. I'm not lonely down here anymore. But welcome. That's it.
And Ms. Laser?
I just want to thank everybody for being welcoming and helping me get the hang of things, and I'll start to learn, but I'm excited for it.
And I will also echo what everybody says. Thank you for becoming our newest member of Planning Commission. We are very excited to have you. I hope that you do not get thrown into the chair position in your first year, like I did.
You're up next.
Note taken.
No, it's a lot of fun. You will learn a lot, and it's a really rewarding position, so we're glad to have you. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, we are adjourned.